arcade sucks!
Welcome back to Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles. My favorite Sonic game of all time, one of. And it's so freaking good. Oh my gosh, I love this game. We are in Marble Garden Zone. A really solid zone I actually really like. I think this zone is incredibly underrated. I think not a lot of people talk about this zone really. I wouldn't say for good reason, because this zone is really fun. I think a lot of people really underestimate how fun this zone just truly is. It's a very, very fun zone. You know, there's lots that you can do in said zone. You can run around. It's got cool, groovy music, you know. The aesthetics are A1 as well, and it also has a really unique boss fight that is very, very unique and fun. You know, it's a really cool area, I think, in my opinion. But I think, you know, that is to be determined by the court of Sonic T. Hedgehog, you know, obviously. But, you know, some people might disagree with me or just think that it's either just a slog or it's just kind of a whatever kind of, you know, stage. But for me, I like it. I think it's fun. I've always really liked it, especially even the very first time I ever played it. But there we go. That should be all the Chaos Emeralds. Yep. Got all the Chaos Emeralds, and now we have Supersonic for half of the game until we get rid of him to get Hypersonic, which was only ever introduced in this game and only has relevance in this game. The best, one of the best and coolest Sonic transformations ever, and I really wish we could get it back. And honestly, say what you want about Ian Flynn, man, but respect to that man for trying to get Hypersonic back into the series, man. Respect to him for trying to get it back in Sonic Frontiers, because he couldn't defeat the Titans or the End. Now, I would believe the End is, it's because Sega wouldn't let him do that I believe that the End isn't as strong as some people would say it is. Say he is, or whatever the lore tries to imply how strong he is. But let me tell you, man, it's all a lie. It's all a lie. The End is weak compared to Dark Gaia and Solaris. It's all a lie. And I don't care what anybody says, it's all a lie. And if anybody tells you different, they're wrong. Let me actually go back through there, because I forgot this was here, I'm not gonna lie, because we just looped back. Right here. Tails. Don't you dare run out of breath. If you run out of breath, I'm gonna get mad. There we go. I'm gonna get mad. But yeah, no, I honestly think it's because of the fact that Sega, and I get that Sega wants to avoid the power-up trope that, you know, Dragon Ball has set a precedent about. So I completely understand where they're coming from that perspective. But at the same time, man, like, it would have at least made Frontiers make a little bit more sense. Like, it definitely still is a competently made story, and it definitely makes sense, and it's better than most Sonic narratives. But, like, the End being as strong as it is, in my opinion, genuinely doesn't make sense unless Hypersonic was in the equation. If Hypersonic was in the equation, then maybe I'd be like, okay, dang, like, they really needed Hypersonic to defeat this thing. But it's like Supersonic, like, I mean, I get it, don't get me wrong, Supersonic is incredibly powerful already, and he, you know, everything that he does, you know, like, obviously it makes sense that he would be able to beat him anyway. But I don't know, it just feels like they make the End stronger than he should be. Like, I feel like Supersonic shouldn't have any trouble with the End, if that makes any sense. It makes it seem like, oh yeah, like, Supersonic needs to happen so they can fight this this all big grand threat or whatever. You know, so they can fight this big grand threat or whatever, and, you know, that's that. But it's like, man, like, if you would have done Hypersonic, that would have at least made the strength of the End seem more, like, intimidating. Because, I mean, think about it, like, I don't think Eggman was necessarily building a robot strong enough to warrant Hypersonic coming out. But at the same time, like, geez, the fact you need hypersonic for that, especially with the Master Emerald being involved, I see the vision, you know, kind of thing. But either way, now we are in Act 2, and we can get us a fire shield off the bat. And as y'all saw, there was Supersonic there, which is actually one of my favorite models of Supersonic. I think it's really cool. By far one of my favorite Supersonic models. And here we have our very first set piece where I lost my emerald. Well, not my emeralds. I lost my my shield that I literally just got for being a good boy. The game was like, "Oh, you're good," and I was like, "Yeah, you're right." And they were like, "Well, screw you," and I was like, "Well, you're right about that too." But there we go. Now we're moving through here, and I love the music here as well. I'll let y'all listen for a little bit, honestly. Yeah, bro. Oh my gosh. And look at the background, like the mountains, man. Like, this is actually such an... And to think all of this is on Angel Island. To think every single part of this is on Angel Island, man. Like, literally, there's so many areas that you can visit on the island. And all of this is on Angel Island. Whereas, like, you know, everything else was on Little Planet and Sonic CD. Everywhere that you visited was on Little Planet. But, like, this just makes Angel Island, like, you see it so many times, you think it's like, oh, man, it's just a small island with a freaking place on it. It's like, no, dude, it's got a whole underwater city. It's got a lava area. It's got, you know, the main forest area. It's got so many things. It's got a desert. It's got freaking an ice area. Like, dude, there's so many places that you can go and see in Angel Island. Like, Angel Island, by all means, could literally be a tourist spot. Low key. It could literally be a tourist spot. Like, it's actually that, like, big and grand in scope that it just has all these locations. And then, obviously, it even has a sanctuary in the sky, which is phenomenal, and even has a palace where, you know, obviously where the Master Emerald is held and protected. It's in a palace, you know, a hidden palace that nobody knows about except for Knuckles, Sonic, and Tails, and Eggman. It's like, so it's like, dude, there's so many locations. There's even a carnival on this island, man. There is a carnival on this island, which is actually crazy to think about. That there's a carnival on this island. A carnival. And dude, like, just the scope of this area in this game, and even getting down to where the launch base zone is, to where, like, Eggman created a launch base on this area, is just so cool. It's just, man, like, this game is just so cool. Not only are the zones just solid and amazing, but it really puts into perspective the scope of just everything that's on this island. There's so many areas that you can go to on Angel Island, so many places to explore, and, you know, this definitely is one of the coolest areas, because look at how cool the background looks. Like, you're in this garden made of marble, you know, probably one of the more older ancient areas of Angel Island that you probably aren't even actually, like, thinking about. But it's like, oh man, yeah, this is definitely, like, this is just a place. Like, no, like, this might be one of the more older ancient, like, this could be, like, for all we know, this could tie into the lore with the ancients and be one of the areas that the ancients actually, like, civilized in. You never know, like, you know, when they resettled on Angel Island. And this could be older than anything that Knuckles knows. You never know. And by the way, this boss, super cool boss here, that you can do. You just run into Eggman if you go super, but you actually, if you do it properly, you can fly around with Tails infinitely. He gets to fly infinitely here, so that's pretty freaking cool. As it heads us over into the carnival. Like I said, so Tails literally flies, and then he's just like, oh, there's a carnival on this island. Like, bro, what? Like, you're kidding me. Like, look. And obviously, since we're playing Sonic Origins, we do not have the Michael Jackson score on this. And for anybody that doesn't know, Michael Jackson actually had an involvement with Sonic the Hedgehog 3. He had a few songs on here, but he did not like the way that the music sounded on the Genesis, so he asked not to be credited, which later also, because of his allegations, also, Sega didn't really want to be associated with him, but as well as it created copyright issues in order for this game to even get ported remotely. So this is the very first time that we're getting a accurate physics port and Christian Whitehead port of this game for the very first time, which is why I also really like Origins, because we finally get like a realized Christian Whitehead port through this, you know. And although the music has changed, which is a fall I'll take, honestly. What in the Sonic CD is that daggum level design right there? But which is a fall I'll take, honestly, if it means that we get the Christian Whitehead port of this. I genuinely think that it's not bad. Like, it's the prototype music that was also in the PC version of the game, and a lot of people really like to complain about it. I don't know why they love to complain, but people love to complain about, oh, the music's not good. I mean, Launch Base, it's literally just Launch Base, this one, and Ice Cap, which is, I get a majority of Sonic 3, but it's like you're done after that. And I know Ice Cap sounds really good, so it doesn't sound as good as, you know, the prototype, but they still sound pretty good for, you know, what they are. They're decent. They're not bad. As well as this game, or this zone specifically, is infamous as well for having what some people call the Barrel of Doom. So these barrels here, as you can see, actually have a mechanic to them that makes it to where you need to hit up and down on the controller in order to make them go up and down to progress through the stage at some points. And a lot of people didn't know that as they were running through these stages, especially if they were able to get this far. Nobody was ever able to actually beat this game because they didn't know what to... people actually got stuck and could never beat this game because they actually didn't know what to do when they got to this stage, simply because of, well, you know, them not explaining what to do. And even Sega themselves at a convention later on, and I think that year or the year after, went to some convention and formally apologized to fans up front for this barrel, which was hilarious. They were like, yeah, sorry about the barrel. Like, that's so cool. Like, dude, when it comes to Sonic the Hedgehog 3, I can give you a lot of, like, just cool tips and lore things about it, because I know so much, because I love this game that much that I've just done such deep research on the lore of this, on the lore and just everything about this game. Everything background-wise and all that fancy, schmancy, jazzy, wazzy stuff. Oh my gosh, I've done it all, man. I love this zone, man. I love this zone. I love this, not this zone, but this, I will say though, for a pinball zone, I do like this zone because it's actually competently made. It's fun. It doesn't juggle you around like you think it does. It's actually good. It's actually a good zone. Oh my frick. It's actually a good zone. It's competently made. You know, and it's fun at that. Okay, yeah. This boss, not really anything to write home about. You just hit it, you let it open, and you let its little spinning top come back and hit it. But you do got to be careful, because the spinning top can kill you. But other than that, nothing to worry about. But also, here's where the music, I think, honestly, I do like this music, and you know what? I'm going to do something that a lot of people probably don't do. I'm going to give the music in Origins specifically, in this prototype music, its flowers. I really like this Act 2 music. There we go, got it. Alright. I just realized that the music already did its rotation. But yeah, like I said, I actually really like this mixed. I think Act 1's is pretty decent, but I actually really like this Act 2 music. It's really cool. I like it a lot, honestly. Obviously, is it better than the original? No. But the original is way better, and I'm gonna keep that in. Let me say, I'm gonna keep this in mind. It's not that I like this music over the original. No, the original Ice Cap, the original Launch Base, and the original Carnival Night Zone are inevitably and just defaultly, definitively, and objectively the better mixes. But these mixes are not horrible. I think a lot of people really take these mixes out of proportion when they hear it. And I get that there's a lot of nostalgia attached to it for a lot of people, myself included. But I wanted to give it the benefit of a doubt, and I do think these are decent. I think these are not even decent. I think these are good. I don't think they're better than the originals by any means, but I do think that they are good. I think they're good. They're fun. You know, they fit the zones, and I think that's really all that matters. Like, I do feel like I'm in a carnival when I'm here. I do feel like I'm in a carnival and then I'm running around, you know, having fun in a carnival. So that is, I feel like, the intent and purposes, where a launch base zone. Okay, I will say this. I do kind of prefer launch bases over the original launch base. And that's because I feel like I'm more in a launch base in this mix compared to the actual original one. I know that's a hot take, but I do. And it's like, yeah, ice cap zone, you know, like, I do feel like I'm in an ice cap area, like an area with ice caps on it. I do feel like I am playing this version of the game, but it's not better than the original, obviously, because it's made by the GOAT himself, the king of pop, Michael Jackson. So it's like, of course I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, you know, but oh my gosh, please. Also, by the way, if you guys are enjoying this and you want more, let me know if you want a Knuckles playthrough, because Knuckles actually gets a whole entire different playthrough of this game on hard mode, basically. And and honestly, I will take anything to play this game more, because I am having probably no surprise to any of y'all, but I'm having a ton of fun playing this game right now because I freaking love it. And it's my favorite game of all time. So if you guys want more, let me know, and I will maybe do a Knuckles playthrough. Maybe I'll do a Knuckles playthrough for this to wrap it up before we even. And I'll do this, and I'll do the Knuckles playthrough alongside. I'll do the Knuckles playthrough alongside Sonic 4 Episode 1 and 2. Although I'll probably beat that really easily. And there we go. Turn the lights back on. Who turned out the lights? Okay, I did not mean to go in here, but I guess we're here now. Just gonna let him go down, because I got the lightning shield now. They don't know about me. And you can actually use these balloons to actually, like I said, like, the thing about pinball stages that I don't like about them is that they don't give you any control over Sonic, whereas here you can actually control Sonic, and it's a fun stage, and aesthetically it's the best looking one as well. So it's like, here is like, it doesn't go against everything that Sonic stands for, which is like, you know, controlling really good, going fast, and having fun. Like, this stage actually controls competently. It's fun, you know, it doesn't sling you around every which way. You can actually run around. It has an amazing balance of everything that is presented to you in this game. It expertly balances everything and allows you to just get so autistic for this game, man. It's so good, and I would not have it any other way. But you can also go in there, if you're quick enough, you can get those and actually get you a special stage ring right there. So I will try to show off some special stage rings. I'm not going to go actively looking for them, but if I do know where they are, I'll show them off for anybody who may not be able to get them as far. But hopefully, if you just follow my instruction, you'll get them easy peasy. And also, dude, this stage has one of these cool moments where Sonic's going so quick, he goes off the screen. It's so cool. And then Knuckles, obviously, knowing everything about the island, he's going to get the Carnival Night. He said, Sonic, this is truly our carnival night. And I was like, Eggman! I was like, no! Eggman, please, no! And then we just defeat it. This boss is the dumbest boss in the game, by the way. I will admit that. That boss sucks. It's so bad. It's so bad. I won't even lie. I really won't. But there we go. That is Carnival Night Zone. Next we'll be going to Ice Cap. So